Um, Whoopsie. This is my first time going live on this equipment, and not sure how it's going to work out. Um, and vertical. I've not decided to do a vertical one before, but this is the first time. So I've got some work. This is just swatching. I thought I'd swatch up some yarn uh, for a video that will not be coming up for a little while because it will take time to make them. So yeah, stop spinning. My yarn genie just likes to have a bit of a spinneroonie when it can. And also, hang on, I'll be back. Here it is. I forgot my phone, and so I can't see my chat. I better turn it down, otherwise I could get into trouble. Let's find it, shall we? Hello. And here we are. Oh, look, here I am. Manjit and Mary so far. Hello, don't forget the thummies, guys. Woo woo. I don't even know how to find the chat on this vertical thing. Oh well. That's not good. Swipe what? I don't want to swipe up. How do I find the chat? Um, Maybe it just comes all over my face. I don't know. Chat. Although no, that just lets me chat. It fills the screen. Not sure I like it yet. I mean, my first time with it. Maybe my last time with it. I don't know. So yeah, hair's wet. Sorry about the manky barnet, but yeah, time to wash it, and I let it dry naturally. I always do, because if I do straighten it or curl it, then I don't want too many types of heat on it. I get a bit worried about the fact that it might dry up. When my hair was young and lush, um, it was quite curly, but it was normal. It was, I would say I had normal hair, but it's quite easy to dry out. Got a cup of tea coming. Thank you. Thanks, babe. Cup of tea. Perfect. I was at a loss as to what to do this afternoon. There was talk of us going to see the Amy Winehouse movie at the cinema, but it started to rain, and it was really horrible outside. Windy, rain, it just keeps happening. And so we decided not to go. And then, true to form, sunshine. And it was lovely out. So, yeah, that was annoying. But by that time, it was too late to go. And I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean too late to go? It's not late. But Gary's working tomorrow. So if he goes out today, he likes it to be fairly early. He doesn't mind popping to the shop or something like that to get maybe stuff for work or whatever. But to go out for to do anything, oh, it's all soggy. He likes it to be quite early so that he's got the evening to relax and then get to bed really early, because he gets up for about 3 something. I mean, oh, you know, I can remember a time when I worked for the ambulance service. I used to get up at 5:30. Oh my God, I hated that so much. Um, and I was always early for work, so I decided, no, I wasn't going to get up that early anymore. I was going to get up at 5 to 6. Funnily enough, I still got to work at the same time because I just didn't mess around. And, I thought, I won't have a cup of tea. I'll have one when I get there. And I was still early for work. And I thought, if I left it any later, though, I'd get stuck in traffic. But I started work so early that it was before traffic. So, I didn't want that. I didn't want to get stuck in traffic. So you guys, if anyone does come in, apart from you two, you'll have to let me know if you like this vertical thing or not. I could have made it horizontal. I could have done that, but they've done this for people who like to watch live streaming on their phones. And so yeah, I kind of decided to leave it Now, funny enough, I mentioned it to this morning on Facebook, as when I was answering somebody's comment on another group. But somebody brought up yesterday that they've been watching me since the beginning and reminded me of a live stream where I fell off my chair. I still have that on as a short. I didn't, I mean, for the longest time, I had the live stream on because people used to like watching it. They used to like watching, laughing at me at my own expense. So people would say every now and then when they need cheering up, they'd watch it. But so I had to clear out of all my old videos, and so I made a short of that part specifically and got rid of all the rest and a lot of the older stuff that was on here. And I noticed the other day as I was having a bit of a look around at some of my old videos from 2019, which is when I started. August 2019, my first video went up, at just how dated and old they are now. And maybe I'll update some of those tutorials into, you know, I'll be better at doing them now and things like that. I've done a couple, but, you know, it will definitely be better if I do them now. So, yeah, that day that I fell off my chair was quite funny, really, because I was doing this live stream and I had this wonky stool. It had a dodgy leg. And rather than think, do you know what, I'm not going to sit on there, I'll go get a better, more sturdy chair for this live stream. No, I decide I'm sitting on the wonky stool because it was just the right height. That was the problem. Anyway, about a couple of weeks before, I'd been in Krista from the Secret Yarneries live stream, and she fell off a chair in that live stream. And she came into my live stream that night. And what did I do? I fell off my chair in that live stream. Oh, can't believe it. Hi, oh, hello. Look, I can't see these chats. How do I find the chat? It's very annoying. I don't want it to be full screen like this. What's that say? That's a... Ooh. Oh, heck, I've gone on someone else. I don't know what to do. Okay, so I think it's double crochet Diana, sorry, in Massachusetts, your first time live with me. Hello. So yeah, I'm sorry. This is how it's coming up. Look. So if I don't see it, normally I can scroll up and down the chat, but I'm not liking this. I'm not liking it the way it looks. I wonder. I don't know how I can do it. No, if I click on it, it just tells me I can block you, which I obviously don't want to do. I'm going to press that. Captions, live chat. Now that's on. The real Rachel. I don't know what that means. So if I go on to chat, I can reply, but I can't actually see it. So this is a big drawback to having this this format, isn't it? I just wish I could see it properly. Oh, sorry. If I don't reply to something and it's gone off of my screen, then, I mean, that one's showing a lot more comments than this one. You have to minimize your screen. You have to minimize your screen. What is that? How do you mean? Let's see if changing it over, because I was in my other channel, Rocksteady. Maybe because I'm watching it as Rocksteady. How do I find my own stuff? My life. Who said I was a professional? I don't know. I can't even find it. View channel. There you go. Go in there. No, exactly this. It's exactly the same. I can't. You know, normally I can see like a big long doodad with all the chat, and now, other than doing this, I'm not going to see it. because it's just not moving on here. I don't know what that... Welcome to live chat. Remember, I know, why are you telling me this stuff? I don't get this. Well, I prefer the old-fashioned way. I might have to make it horizontal in future just so I can see all the chats. Very annoying. So what I'm doing is I'm swatching up some yarn, and it is beautiful yarn. This is where I've got so far. This is obviously the blue one. And this is my Robin paint box yarn. And I've got a big bag of it right at the side of me. Because if you didn't know, I have a shop. And I have yarn, and I have a shop with other yarn. But I bought some of this recently for it. And I have my own stash of it, so I figured I would do a video and show what it looks like when it's swatched up. Now, I don't know if I've got any more of this one. That one's might be a bit out of stock. The one I'm doing right now is this one. I love this one. I really love blue yarn, and most people know how much of a sucker I am for blue. But I also love this one, and I love that one a lot, by the way. And I love this, absolutely adore this one. And then I really, 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 really like this one. They're very similar, some of these. But this one, oh my God, I love. So I want to see what that looks like swatched. And this is the one that I had in the first place, which I still love. And I will swatch that. And then there's this one. And last but by no means least, this beauty. So I might not swatch all of them. But I will try my best to swatch a good section of them, and then we can see how gorgeous they are, how they work up. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing today while I'm sitting here. I was doing it in there. Hey, Lulu's Treasure Trove and Tammy, hi. Because when your cell phone, it's because you are, and I know it is, but it's really annoying. And because I normally do a live on my cell phone, but I did a video because a little while ago, they stopped you doing horizontal. It just automatically defaulted to vertical live streams. And I don't think it rolled out to everybody, but it came on to me. And so I couldn't, for the life of me, understand what was going on. But I found a way of justifying it the other way, you know. And because I knew other people would struggle, I did a video over on my other channel, Rocksteady, which is a lifestyle channel. And I did that video explaining how you can get out of portrait and put it back to landscape for live streams. So that video has not gone viral, but it's really helped a lot of people. It's probably viral compared to a lot of my videos over there. But, you know, people were like, oh, I didn't know what to do. And I was lucky that I figured it out. So that's what I've been doing ever since. I've been doing it and getting back to, you know, the normal kind of lives. So I figured today, oh, you know what? Most people do watch on their phones, and I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go just for one time. And I hate it, guys. I really hate it. So if you've commented on my thing so far and I've not answered you, it's because I haven't seen it. It's just well, it sucks, basically. You're on your cell phone too. But you know, I find I can't see the whole chat. I can only see this much, and I can't scroll it back and forth. Or can I? Maybe I can scroll backwards, but it isn't great. It isn't. Well, maybe it's just getting used to. Perhaps that's what it is. You know, a little bit of getting used to it. Perhaps, I don't know. Dragging myself into the 21st century, perhaps. Kicking and screaming. Nice cup of biscuit tea. I must get some for the shop. I've sold out of biscuit tea and jam and toast tea, and I've only got a few caramels left. I won't get the caramels, but I will get some more biscuit tea. Well, I get it all the time for me, so I just need to get a few extra. But at the moment, I'm just making up a granny square because it's nice and easy to swatch up, and it will show how the colours work. But I will do other stitches and other swatches. It's not that, I mean, when I do my swatches, I usually do every stitch going. And some of them I do kind of on the video because people like to watch along. So yeah, I probably will do that at the same, at the same time. But I've now got into the lighter section, which I wanted to see how that kind of looked, how it worked up and looked with it. So yeah, I'm glad about that. It's not too far in either. It's not like you have to do masses to get there. You can only see a small piece of chat too. You can scroll backwards though. I have just seen that. You can go like, wee, oh, hang on, there you go. You can scroll it, and then you get the little arrow that says you can go down. Still, jury's a bit out on it though. I look bald. I don't like this. I'm just been so used to me with the hair lately, where I just feel like, oh, look, let me do that. I won't feel quite so bald. It might be a bit clammy and it won't look very nice. It looks a bit ginger, doesn't it, when it's wet? I used to be ginger back in the day. I used to have red hair. But now it's only really red when it's wet. It just goes back to being blonde again. Funnily enough, when my son Paul was born, he had pure white hair. And it was so fine. It looked like he had kind of a glow, like a halo above his head. And then every time his hair was wet, it was red. He had ginger hair. But as soon as it dried, it was blonde. So it is a bit weird, but and now that's what's happening with my hair. It's quite unusual, I know, but can't be normal, can I? Can't just have like be the colour I'm meant to be, but no. I still need to get it cut though. I'm a bit apprehensive about that because sometimes I look at it and I think, you know what? If you just go have it cut, it'd be so much easier to do and to look after. So this is it so far. I'm really liking it actually. Oh, it looks nicer now. When I was doing it, I kept thinking, why do these colours keep kind of changing like they are? But that's actually nice. I like that. So I don't know whether it's, I'll carry on because it goes whitish. So we'll get all of the colour and then we might start a new one. Oh, I thought, Trove? What does she mean? It's your name? Oh dear. Oh dear. It is a beautiful colour, you're right. You can only, oh, I've read that one. It is very nice. It's beautiful. I really, I like blue anyway. If you've watched me for any length of time, I'm a sucker for blue yarn. But this one, and I've had this for a while, and I had a lot of it, and then I have kind of made a mistake in my shop, and in the end, I thought, oh, I'll have to send off mine, but I've replaced it now. But Gary's daughter is having a baby boy, so I have been buying quite a bit of blue lately to make stuff. I don't think I'll be doing that with this though. What I might do is I might make all of these swatches and just make them all into one blanket. I did say the other day that all of the swatches that I make, I might do a scrappy swatch blanket, but these will all be the same. So I might do quite big squares, something different from the usual. You have to go for now. Oh, well, thank you for coming. Don't forget the thummy. And hopefully you can come back, maybe. But if not, thanks for dropping in. So the only trouble I have is that you normally have, when you're doing a live stream, quite a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? You can sort of admin it a little bit better. You can say, oh, I don't think I have enough mods, and you can make some mods just in case. But with this setup, it's just like, doesn't really work, does it? It's not good. So I'm not sure I like this. I might have to next time go back to proper living, proper live streaming. So what's been happening lately? What have you all been up to? I've kind of hit a bit of a loose end today, and it's unusual when Gary's off for us to hit that loose end, but we have today. Don't know what to do with ourselves. Just lurking and crocheting in the background. That's cool. Yeah. Well, I thought I've made so many swatches. I had them here the other day. Lately, whether it's been stitch tutorials or doing swatches for showing yarn, and I usually just throw them all away, and it's a bit of a waste. I could just undo them and do what Juan did the other day and cake up all my odds and ends. I was going to say something else, but odds and ends. I could do that, but it's sort of a bit of a mission sometimes when you've got a lot, just to keep unraveling them. One of them I needed the yarn, so that was fine. But the rest, I just thought, well, I'm going to throw them all in a bag, and then I'm going to make something with them, as long as they're all the same size, that is. Making a cardigan and a baby blanket. That sounds good. What kind of cardigan? Was it a baby cardigan or an adult cardigan? And what pattern are you using for your baby blanket? I need to make some more. You know, I did the one with the James C. Brett yarn in the blue and the white and the teal. She's got that one already, but I do need to do a few more, because the blankets that I made for her in the past, she had girls. So some of them will be fine, you know, but some definitely won't. And plus, River won't part with some of them anyway. It's like all of the kids with their blankets, they're very territorial with their crochet. So yeah, I need to make a couple more, I guess. And next door, they're having, well, one of their family having a baby girl. So if I did make anything girly, at least I have somewhere to give it. Although, some time ago, when I was doing my Yarn Quest videos, I did one that was a little bit different, and it was for a charity called Turning... Hang on a minute, it wasn't called Turning Table. What was it called? What was the name of that charity? Oh, I don't remember now, but it was... slipped my mind. But I did this... it was a little shop in Maidstone on in the shopping centre. And they... it was for people who've suffered a bereavement, either a miscarriage or a bereavement, and it's to fund counselling and things like that. When I had mine, there was nothing around, so I know the need for it. But yeah, I might give it to them. Cardigan is for your sister-in-law. Oh, okay. I need to make some wearables, but I keep saying I'm not making them this size, you know. Not going to do it. Not going to make them this size. But I don't seem to get any smaller. So it's now, really, that I need to do them. But back on the diet. I'm on the wind down, as I call it. So, right, getting rid of sugar out of my diet. And then, but after a couple of days of getting rid of all carbs. That way, I don't tend to get the Atkins flu or keto flu, whatever they want to call it these days. But I'm definitely going to go back to doing a bit of low carbing. If I plateau again, which is what drove me off it in the first place, if I plateau again, then I might consider doing something else like Weight Watchers, or I did do Slimming World, but Weight Watchers have a massive offer going at the moment where you could save rather a lot of money, and I lost weight on it before. I'm not really keen on either of them, to be honest with you. I prefer low carbing, but you can't always fit that in with life. Although when I'm doing it on my own, I find it easier to fit it in with life. It's when you're doing it, you know, and you've got to make dinner for other people, that's when it can sometimes get a little bit difficult, to say the least, and you can get a little bit swayed off it, I guess. Right, so I'm going to call it a day on that swatch, because I've gone through all the light part. Really like that. So I'll get this one off my genie. I do have spare genies. Like there's one over here. It's got this on it. But that's why the other day I made this tutorial, and it shows how you can do an absolutely clean colour change. So normally when you colour change, it's, hang on, that way around. Normally when you do a colour change, you get this up and downy vibe going there, see? But the way I did it, you get this clean line, which is great when you want to do striping for things like amigurumi or baskets or anything like that. I didn't do any other stitches, but that's not to say I won't. You know what one I want to do now, don't you? Well, all of them, to be honest, because they're all gorgeous. But I think I need to see this one because it's been calling my name for quite some time. So yes, definitely gonna give it a go. So this is Robin Paintbox Splash DK. And yeah, I had to get, as soon as I saw that they had these new colours out, I mean, I did have it in my shop anyway, but as soon as I saw these new colours, I knew I had to get some more of it, because I'd got quite low on stock, and I thought, well, supposedly the warmer weather's coming. I mean, I'd like to see it, but sunny at the minute, but it's been horrible. So yeah, I thought I'd get some, as they are more spring summery colours. Unsure of the stitch, but it's beautiful in Monet and purple. Bear with me a sec. I need to put my fan on. Hopefully it's not going to be noisy, but I've noticed that since I've been using this, it has got noisier when I use it. But that might not apply to this because it's on the old-fashioned equipment, really. Cheers. Oh, I needed that. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm competing with anyone for live stream today. I know Krista sometimes goes on a Friday, but I always thought she was a bit later. But people are definitely not out there enjoying the sun, that's for sure. I go rusty if you go out there. So I'm going to do a granny again, just to contrast them. Compare and contrast. Plus, it is really easy when you're sitting here to just knock up a granny. That sounds bad, doesn't it? That sounds a bit like granny abuse. That, I don't mean it in that way. Correct granny bashing. I have to be watching it because I'm one myself. Although, obviously, a very young one. Just saying. Oh, I love this colour. It's beautiful. It is like a jade at the moment. It's quite a jade green to start with. Isn't that lovely? I'm never used to be a fan of green. But I blame my brother for that, you know. Because when I was young, he always used to say, let's play doctors and nurses. Now, don't get the wrong idea. And because it was basically a way to get my sweets, because he'd say, they're the pills, you know, and it's time for my medication. And I'll have the green ones because you don't like them. And he used to tell me that I didn't like green. But it was because it was his favourite. And obviously he wanted the green ones. But he convinced me that I didn't like green sweets. And so all the time when I was growing up, I just didn't like lime flavoured anything. It was like, oh no, it's green. But yeah, that was my brother for you. And the other ones, because I used to get things like Parma violets, is it's time for those purple ones now. Just a way of getting my sweets, really. But at least he did play with me, I suppose. He was a bit older. I was a baby. Although, don't get me wrong, he was a good brother. He used to take me to the cinema, buy me chips on the way home, and didn't just steal my sweets. Although he did steal my sweets. They'd gone by the time I was older, though. My brother and sister both moved out. Hey, Jen. Woo, woo, don't forget the thummy. Monet and purple. What's Monet? Is that like kind of a watercolour, or is that a misprint? I know that there was one called Monet at one point. Only I don't remember it really, which one it is. Can I have a quick slab? Oh, it's getting cold. Mustn't let that happen. I don't suppose the fan's helping it out much. So yeah, kind of at a loose end today. I didn't know what to do with myself. So I just figured, you know what, I could, while I'm doing these swatches, I could sit here and do them, couldn't I? and have a little chat. Gary was doing a puzzle, like a jigsaw. First of all, he was watching Bad Batch. I don't watch that. It's animated. And I can't sort of watch animated stuff anymore. I know that there's a lot of people that do watch things like anime and animated stuff, but I can't seem to get into it, you know, if it's not got a person in it. I just can't seem to get my head around it. Oh, it's a red heart. Okay, I know I'd heard of it. And a red heart soft in Monet also. Another ad. Well, you know what? I can get red heart yarn for my shop. I can get it, but I haven't done so far. I can get mandalas now. I'm so happy. I was almost going to swatch up the mandala, but I thought, you know, it's kind of like a bit of a tall order. I'd be there for quite some time swatching up a mandala. But that new one that I got, I absolutely love that colour. And yeah, I really do. I really, really, really love that. I do want to use that. But I'm so excited about stocking those. I really am. And yeah, so I did think about maybe doing those, but I'm not. I'm going to... Got it? Hello. So yeah, I mean, look at this. Look how gorgeous that green is so far. So yeah, I thought I'd do something useful with my time rather than just sit there and get a bit... Well, we have got to go to the shop, so I did say to Gary he could go without me, but I didn't really like going without me. I think I'm as bad, you know. So, you know, I tend to sort of think, well, I could go shopping, but then again, I'd do it with Gary. I don't understand it. I used to be out on my own all the time, but since I met Gary, we tend to do everything together now. Like a couple of bookends. So, I like this one. I have to say, this is pretty. So, it doesn't have a name. They call their yarn numbers, which is a bit sad. But the number of this one is PBX 27. It's really pretty. Look, it's got mauves in it as well. Oh, it's so pretty. So I did notice Granny D saying that she was going back to her brother's now, so she's going back home. That's great, isn't it? That's good news. I know she was carrying on where she could, doing the lives in, you know, in the facility. I don't know if it's a hospital or a clinic. But yeah, it'd be good for her to be back home, and I hope she doesn't have any problems, and you know, it doesn't happen again. Ooh. Hi, Rockin' Anna. Hang on, can't see it that well down there. Rockin' Amma Creations. Hi. Don't forget the dummy. So yeah, I'm glad she's going back home, but you know, I do worry. Only kind of, I know they'll have done an assessment, like an assessment to make sure she's all right at home, so should be fine. Oh, the wind's picking up again. I don't know if you can hear it, but that roared is, honestly, I don't know. I wonder if we're going to get a spring this year. It's so changeable all the time. The other day, seriously, we had hailstones, snow, sunshine, very strong winds, all in one day. We felt like seasons had gone by. Hi, James Woodliff. I'm James. What do you do for work then? Which part of England are you from? I'm from the southeast of England, and this is kind of my work. I've got a shop as well, which is a yarn and craft shop, which is called hobbyrocks.co.uk, and I have channels. So that's basically it. But I used to work for the ambulance service. But, you know, that's quite a busy and stressful job. And I don't think you can carry on doing it for too long. 13 years I worked there, and that was enough. I couldn't. I know I've got friends who are still there, and I just don't know how they can carry on. So yeah. Hello, Jen. Cool. Oh, so yeah. Sounds horrible out there again. Because we said we were going to go shopping, I guess. I just noticed that my own chat is behind. You can't even be on time for your own chat. That's bad, isn't it? Oh, I'm changing colour now. Let's see. From Sheffield, you've got a shop. A tattoo artist. Wow. I have a couple. But they're nothing artistic, unfortunately. I've got blue now. Look, it's changing. Yeah, nothing artistic. I did want a scorpion, but I wasn't really. I ended up with a kitten, of all things. Totally the opposite. I was talked out of the scorpion, and I really wish I didn't let them talk me out of the scorpion. It's on my ankle, and I really, really wanted a scorpion. But it was like, oh no, that is so aggressive. You don't want that. But yes, I did. And now I've got a kitten. Although I do love cats, so, you know, it's all good. But if I was going to have a cat, you know, would have been better to have a more artistic pussycat. Just saying. My son's got lots. He has quite rocky kind of, I don't mean rocky as in, you know, Adrian, not that rocky, but I mean like rock tattoos. He's got skulls and all sorts of stuff. He's got sleeves, and yeah, I can remember him having them done, and he's like, be honest with you, a wuss when it comes to doing stuff like having an injection. And I thought, how on earth are you going to manage having these tattoos? But he's even got them on his feet, you know. He's got them everywhere now. And sat there for ages. Still didn't want a blood test. I'm like, how? How can you? That's a moment, you know, a moment of your time, and it's over. Not like sitting there for a long time. But it's one of those crazy unanswered questions of all time, I think. But it did hurt, I have to say. The one on my ankle was very painful. I nearly didn't let him carry on, and he said to me, "If I'm just gonna, you know, if you stop me now, you'll just have a head. You know, you'll be there with a cat's head on on your ankle for the rest of your life." So I let him finish it, but whoa. I think it's because I have quite muscly and bony ankles. I don't have fleshy ankles at all. And I think, is it good money? Can be. And fitness and football. I love football. Gaga. Oh, I have a cat. Hi, Lulu Quick. Hello. How are you? So, yeah, I do like tattoos. Don't get me wrong. I'm just, they just hurt. You know, big baby. I wish did I say I wish the ones I had were more artistic. That's the only thing. They're not. So yeah, I got I quite like football. Who do you support? Been a lot on lately. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We used to have a giant poodle, but called Negan after the character from The Walking Dead, and he was a very naughty dog. Very naughty. Used to steal your food, even if you put it in like a glass dish with a lid on. He would nudge it until it fell on the floor and smash. He'd take your chicken and then go and sit under the trees and eat it. It's always stealing my chicken, always. No matter what I did, couldn't stop him. No pain, no gain. That is very true. They are better. But it was fine line, the one I had. Fine line anyway. It was a long while ago, but it was quite fine. Not like the thick line tattoos, but I didn't have any numbing cream. Not that I think it works, to be honest with you, because I've been derma rolling, and the first time I ever did the derma roll, or I thought, you know, I'll put some numbing cream on. I didn't notice any benefit from that at all. And it's such a tiny tube that I thought, oh, but that'll be gone in no time. So I used it once. The next time I thought I'll try it without, and it didn't hurt that much. So I just carried on. And so I don't use it at all. But I don't know if that numbing cream actually works. So if it's just in your head, you think you've got some numbing cream, so therefore it's better. But nothing was better than on that ankle. That killed. It really did. But yeah, sometimes I think, and I've got one on my arm which I really dislike. It's just hearts with and a row of flowers to get rid of the offending name that no longer lives there. I wish I hadn't got that one, obviously. But the other one on my ankle is not too bad. Just wish it was a scorpion or a panther or something. Something a bit more interesting. Hi, Honeycup. Sheffield United. Oh, you got a season ticket. Wow, that is good. That is good. Not having this to game. Well, this will probably make you hate me, but I'm a Tottenham supporter. Yeah, I know. Someone's got to do it. But I come from there. You know, originally I was born in North London, and we could walk to the Tottenham ground from our house. And so all of my family were Tottenham. Funnily enough, my partner is as well. And my eldest son decided he was going to support Arsenal. So yeah, that went down like a cup of cold sick, as you can imagine. And so over the years, I got to appreciate Arsenal because obviously being a mum and a referee between the kids, you know, we went to watch them quite a few times, and so I got to appreciate them. So I'm one of the only Tottenham supporters in the country that actually like Arsenal. I know, strange but true. But then I don't get that rivalry. You know, I don't understand it. I think it's a man thing more than a girly thing. Football rivalry. You know, it's the territorial kind of masculine army type thing. I think for us, we're just like live and let live. You know, unless it's Man United or Man City, then it's raining like cats and dogs outside. I'm going to quickly finish my tea because it will be undrinkable very soon. So yeah, I'm busy making my swatches. So yeah, I'm a crocheter. I do knit, and but mostly it's crochet. And I have a lifestyle channel as well it's called Rock Steady, and I do stuff to myself like you wouldn't believe, like derma roll, and if I have to go for any kind of treatments, I'll catalogue it. I use myself as a guinea pig on a lot of things, and as well as make YouTube help videos and scam alerts. There's out and about videos. There's all sorts of stuff over there. Recipes, you know, my famous banana cake recipe is legendary in the family, and I put that on there, and it's ever so easy. So yeah, there's date squares, all sorts of stuff over there. I'm going to be doing some ninja recipes on there as well, and some low carbon ones once I get underway. But you know, I've got one more day really. I've got to use up some stuff in the house, and then I'll start it. Or start back on it, should I say. Who's that? Hi, Lisa-Reen. Good to see you. Don't forget the thumbie. Nothing wrong with. I'm not just saying it. But Tottenham Stadium is your favourite. You've been to every stadium in the Premier League. My girlfriend's a Tottenham fan, and she's from North London. Yay! I come from Edmonton, which is just next door to Tottenham. And I don't sound like I come from there because mostly people from Edmonton say Edmonton. But we moved here when I was 11, and it kind of got watered down, the accent. But yeah, I do look bald. It's because my hair's wet. I'm going to take this out. See if I can... got stuck now. Get a bit of hair. That'll be better. I won't look bald then. Now it needs to dry. So yeah, we'll have it out. We'll let it free. So yeah, we come from kind of North London, and I missed it at first when we first moved here. It's because we lived where we lived was rural and seasidey, and it was shut all winter, which wasn't great, and boring, really really boring. So I kind of really missed home. But you know, when you get older and you get a car, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? You kind of, you can go anywhere, do anything. So that was fine. But yeah, for the longest time, I really, really, really regretted us moving here. It was just, especially as school was horrible, and you had to, even just go to a disco, like school disco, you'd have like school buses, and but the bus service used to finish at 1 o'clock in the winter, so there was no chance of me doing anything. It was so boring. I could get a Tottenham tattoo. I don't think I'll have any more, James. They hurt. A 10 sharp tattoo on your finger, and the sword from the United badge on your finger. Whoa. Do they hurt on your fingers? I don't know. I know ankle killed me. But then I have very muscly legs. My legs don't fit the rest of my body. It's like, you know, if the rest of my body was like my legs, then I would have a body to die for, basically. But yeah, I've got very muscly legs. But they're quite thin ankles, got small hands, small feet. And these quite, my legs are quite slim compared to the rest of me as well. So if I wear the right clothes, I don't look quite as big. But yeah, because it is kind of muscly and bony, it really did hurt there. I think that was the reason. Because this fleshy area, although it was a shock because I've never had one before, it didn't hurt anywhere near as much. But yeah, I've not got any visible ones apart from when I'm wearing shorts, of course. But if they didn't hurt so much, or that one didn't hurt so much, I might have had more. But my son, as I say, has got quite a lot. The other son's got none. And if he ever had one, he'd probably get an Arsenal cannon or something. I think that'd be the only one that he'd get. Ew, cold tea. Not good. So it's pouring with rain. Just because I've got to go to the supermarket. Ugh. Oh well, just as my hair gets dry, it'll go get wet again. Well, that's cool, isn't it? Or not. So I'm not going to be on for very much longer because we have got to go out in the horrible weather. I just don't think we're going to get much of a spring and a summer this year by the looks of it. It's been horrible. But, you know, live in hopes. It's usually the warmest part of the country here. So in the Kent, on the Kent coast, you know, not so far though. Not so far. Well, thanks so much for joining me. What was this one? Let's have a look. Finger tattoos are quick and straightforward and really only took 3 minutes on each finger. You've got 23 tattoos and don't hurt. It just tickles. It didn't tickle me. I see someone the other day who had a ring tattooed on their finger. I thought, you know, if you've got an engagement ring on there, saves on a diamond, I guess. But call me old-fashioned, you know, I do like the bling. So yeah, if I had that, it'd have to be temporary, and I do like the bling. You know, even though I'm wearing none, absolutely none. I'm not even wearing a necklace or anything at this precise moment in time. But yeah, I do have a soft spot for the sparklies. But yeah, I've not really got anything that I would, you know, really want to. I mean, I wouldn't really want a Tottenham tattoo. I like the way this is looking. It's framing it in this lovely teal colour. That's pretty. Very pretty, huh? Very pretty. They're both pretty so far. But this one, I've got to say, as soon as I saw this yarn, it was it called my name and I had to have it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lisa. I will give it a little while. Just make this, do this swatch, and then I will end off, because I guess my partner, Gary, is itching to go to the shops. As he's working tomorrow, he doesn't like to go out too late and wants to come back, have dinner, and then relax. He has to go to bed quite early because he works for the ambulance service and he gets up at 3 something in the morning, which, you know, I'm glad I don't do that. It was bad enough when I worked for the ambulance service. I used to get up at 5:30. That was evil. I think you should make him have a COVID-19 test because he lost his taste in football. Hi, Scraptastic. Well, I quite like Arsenal. They're very entertaining, although they weren't the other night. You know, just saying, they were frustrating. But then Tottenham are frustrating for the most of the time. Your mystery bags of yarn. Could you do like an no animal fibre one, or all cotton, or recycled, or such? I can. I don't really have any. I don't put much in the way of wool in them at the best of times, but I will probably do that. I will list one that is just acrylic. What was the other ones you said? Cotton. I don't. I'm going to get some new cotton in, so I won't do that one yet because I've got a limited cotton, and I have got some recycled yarns. I've got Retwist, but I'm looking at Hooked as well. I do have some King Cole recycles, so I could do some recycled yarn ones, but I have quite a limited stash of recycled. My Cheney cotton cakes have almost gone. I've got some t-shirt yarn, which is not Hooked, it's the other one, Retwist, and they're quite big cakes, those. So I could do that. I could do a recycled one, and I could do a cotton one, but I need to get more cotton in first. My hair's going to get curly, which I hate. Do hate it when it's curly. So yeah, I can do that, but I will definitely do an acrylic one, because it does say on the actual thing a mix of fibres. So I'll do one that is just purely. Okay, got a customer coming in at 2 for a 2-hour back tattoo. Ouch. Well, thanks for coming in, James, and I hope it goes well. And it's a shame we can't post pictures, isn't it? You could have shown us some of your tattoos, but yeah, well, it's a good thing in some ways, because you get the odd naughty person that would put up a naughty picture, wouldn't you, really? But thanks for coming in. It's been good talking to you. So yeah, I can definitely do that with the mystery boxes, and also with the mystery bags. You know, I've got those mystery bags, the organza ones and stuff. I can do it with them, so they can be smaller. I'll do that. I will add to the listings. Won't be. I'll probably get it done today or over the weekend, but I can do it. It wouldn't make any difference to me. I did ask my web, because I write a website with my web designer Chris. He does more the technical stuff, and I do all the uploading and all the SEO and all that sort of. We have our kind of jobs. So I did say to him, when people order, is there any way you could put a text box so they could sort of ask me a question, or say, can you please not put any wool in? You know, things like that. I'm allergic to wool. Can you make it all acrylic? But there wasn't a way of doing it, unfortunately, which is a pain, because that would be great. You know, especially if you ordered a mystery, and you could say, can you make it put quite a bit of blue in or something like that, but there's no way of doing it, unfortunately, which is sad. But you could message me, because I've had a few people send me messages on the shop. There is a contact bit, and they'll kind of message and say, you know, I'm going to be ordering blah, blah, blah. Can you do this? So I've had that in the past. And I usually, because I don't get inundated, I do have a bit of spam, unfortunately, on that site, but I've got spam filters, and I've got ways of trying to get rid of them. So you know, I do always look at the messages, and then, you know, and I use it to send people their tracking numbers and stuff like that. So there is a way of messaging me to say, this particular thing that I'm ordering, can you do this? But not everybody would think of it, and I can't get the text box thing. So yeah, I will do that. I did used to have a lot of different mystery boxes listed. I used to have ones, because I had a lot of people from the States that used to really want Aldi yarn or Poundland yarn. I used to do an Aldi one and a Poundland one, and I did one that was combined. I think if I still got the combined high street one on there, because I thought, well, that could then include some of all of those different shops, including Hobbycraft and things like that. So yeah, I used to have them all, but I when I started running low on some of the stock, I stopped them. Even though I've restocked, I haven't really reinstated them. But I can have a look at that, and let's have a look. What am I missing? Bye bye, James. Thanks for coming in. Dizzy, hello. It's 7:45 in the morning here in Kansas. Have a pair of shorts on your hook, and all is well. Oh, yeah, that's cool. A pair of shorts. I was looking at making shorts because Gary's let me see, what is she? Cousin's daughter is a DJ. She's quite a well-known DJ, and she does gigs all over the world, like she does in Ibiza, because that's quite a place for that sort of music, isn't it? And she said to me one day, can you make me a pair of trousers? And I thought, what? You know, the thing that I'd hate to wear more than anything in this world is what she would like me to make her. Because if you think she wants like festival with bells on, basically, and I never did get round to doing it, but she would like it. Hi Caroline, welcome. Don't forget the thummy, guys. Hi Sue-Ann from Texas, welcome. I'm swatching. Sorry if you've seen this. I don't think many of you are still that's seen it. This is the Robin paint box yarn that I recently got for my shop, and they are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous yarns. But I wanted to know myself. See, this one's mine, the blue one's mine. Most of them come. This one was mine. Most of them come from the shop. I think this one was mine, but the rest are all shop ones, or it might be this one. But they're all kind of like beautiful, absolutely. And I wanted to know what they look like swatched up. I've got a little bit of fluff on that one. Yeah, I wanted to know what they look like once they were swatched. So I've made a start. I've done this one. Whoops, and I've just dropped that one on the floor, which is annoying because I've got to pick it up. Oh, I can't work on it. But this is the blue one. I've done it as a granny because I thought if I make all of these, and I will do other swatches, but if I make a lot of grannies, I can make a blanket out of all the swatches, which is cool. Let me just get this. Bear with me. I don't know where the hook went. There it is. I am back. My hair's wet. Do apologise, but it is absolutely sticky and wet. But this one is the blue-green. And it does have some really lovely kind of violet in there as well. But I was desperate to see what this one would look like swatched up. I wish I had a brush now, but I don't. I took my scrunchie out because I was beginning to think I looked bald with it all stuck to my head like that. Where did you get the paint box from? Well, this is in, I got it from a wholesaler because this is for my shop. I have a shop, hobbyrocks.co.uk, ship worldwide, and basically the first lot I bought was this one and that pastel-y one that I mentioned, and the one that was purple as well as blue. So I've gone dry. I've drunk my tea now. Those ones were mine, and I bought them in a shop, and then I thought I need to get these for my shop because the Robin paint box used to have one which was completely different to this, and they had a very short colour change, but it was amazing yarn. And I made a tutorial, the circle in the sand square, and that I made with it. I absolutely loved it. And then Robin, Peter Pan, Wendy all went under. I was quite devastated about that because I loved that company, and they'd been around since I was a child, or before even. So one of the yarns I learned to crochet with and knit. So when they got rescued by James C. Brett, the Wendy and the Peter Pan, but they didn't want to do anything with Robin, and now somebody else, or they have decided to bring Robin back into the fore. But this is Robin Paintbox Splash. They do, I've got this Robin Paintbox Sprinkles, which is at little dots, but the one that they had before, the other paintbox, they've not brought back yet, and I live in hope that they do, because I absolutely love it. But as soon as I saw this Splash, I wanted to get it for my shop, so I bought all of these colours. And so yeah, they are in my shop. Hi Gillian, welcome. But it's not paintbox yarn, it's Robin Paintbox, different paintbox yarn. They used to be a company, and then they kind of just got stuck under the hobby umbrella, because it's not to be confused with that company. It's just called Robin Paintbox, but beautiful, absolutely lovely to work with as well. I really like it. But not many people stock it, I have to say, but I am one of the lucky few. But I've recently, I was so excited that I managed to get some Lion Brand mandalas for my shop as well. So when I went out into, I've got what I call the Yarner van, is where I keep all my stuff. So I went outside into my Yarner van. I was going to get some mandalas to swatch up. And then I thought, you know what? You've been wanting to swatch up this paint box for so long. And now's the time, because you've got all these new colours, and these new colours are breathtaking. And so it's time to do the swatches. And I thought I might as well just sit here and swatch up the easy ones, you know, like the granny square ones. From Wales. Oh wow, you love the orange. Well, I do too. The orange is one of my favourites. Thank you very much, Lisa. There's a free crochet hook at the moment. It's an ergonomic one, and if you go on it, when the pop-up comes, you have to get the code off it. But I love Wales. I love Wales, and I love the accent. I absolutely love the accent. And I used to watch Stella, and I found that I started to get the accent. I do get accents ever so easily. I only have to be in the same room as somebody for a little while, and I start to twang their accent. But yeah, I love it fresh. Yes, I do. But yeah, I kind of I absolutely love this yarn. But the first time I bought it, it was just for me, you know. But I decided that I need to find it and stock it. But there are so many yarns that are the same, and you know, with Robin, and excuse my hair's a bit wild and freaky because it is wet. This is Wendy Giggles. Now this is yarn that I put in a giveaway recently, and Wendy Giggles, right, is identical. I've got to find it in Mark's bag. Where is you? Where is you? Right, Wendy Giggles with a little bit of box attached. They're identical. Absolutely identical. Robin Paintbox Splash, Wendy Giggles. Identical. So there's so many now that are using the same dye lots. They're just all kind of, and you know, I think at one point you had Hayfield Spirit, and then you started getting the Papatia use the same colours and everything else. Although the Hayfield Spirit had some wool content and the Papatia didn't. I do stock both, but I love these. These are one of my favourites. They are beautiful. But that orange one is my favourite. And the other orange one that I just did in a giveaway was the Papatia. That is all just purely orange and white. There's none of that pinky red coming in. Same with accents. I do the same thing. I do the same thing. The I used to be a childminder many years ago when my kids were young. I didn't want to work. I wanted to look after them. So I started looking after kids. It's getting all fluffy. Look at it. So yeah, I thought that way I could stay at home with mine and look after another little boy. So I had this little boy, and his mum was from Wales. Her name was Sian. And I had this friend from Birmingham. Watching Peaky Blinders at the moment. So anyway, I had this friend from Birmingham, and they both were sitting in my house, and I said something, and the first part of the sentence was purely Welsh, and the second part was from Birmingham, and I went, oh, for goodness sake, you're going to have to go home. I'm losing my accent, because I just was so immersed in their accent for so long, where they were sitting there and chatting and having tea, that after I just lost my accent talking to them. But I got a muddled one, which was a cross between the two of them. But you know, we went to Vegas when my son got married, and I had 2 weeks in Vegas. I thought, I'm going to come home speaking like American. Terrible. I only have to be in that accent, like immersed in it for a little while, and there I am. If I ever moved somewhere, then I would lose my accent like that. I really would. You know, you get people who say, oh, I've lived here for like 13 years or 20 years, and they still speak with the accent that they were born with, you know. I don't know how they do it, because I can't. You know, I just can't even do it in a sentence when I'm around people. It's terrible. Just bleeds into me. I can't help it. And I was one of those people that could mimic accents, you know, and it was good in drama. You know, when I was at school, I was always picked to be the person from wherever, because I could do the accents, you know. So that wasn't bad. I mean, at least it was a skill of sorts. But yeah, I had this friend called Sharon, and she used to ring me, or I'd ring her, and we'd be on the phone for hours. So we'd say, halfway through the conversation, we'd just go, let's do the rest from up north. So we would start to talk up north, and then we'd say, right, okay, we've got to switch it now to Australian, you know, and we just sit there talking with an Australian accent. It was so hard to stop once you got going. It was kind of things you do when you're young, and things you remember. Seriously, this yarn has just got ultra beautiful. Hang on, I need to show you this. It has taken on gorgeousness that is unbelievable. Now that little bit won't last long before the colour changes again, but oh wow, I love that. That is so nice. Oh, what's this one? I'm gonna get, hopefully not gonna get this mixed up. 21 PBX 21. Well, I've only got one band, so it might be, but yeah, beautiful. It's just the blue green and with a hint of this ultraviolet bit. Oh, so pretty. My new favourite, I think. My new favourite. When I say that whenever I pick one up, though, whatever colour it is, it's like, oh, look at this. My new favourite. It's the Precious. My new favourite. But yeah, this is gorgeous. Absolutely. Definitely 100% going to make something with this colour. I wish I'd got more of this one, because I feel like I need to steal it. That's the trouble when you have a yarn shop. It's like you just want it all. And have you seen the size of my stash? Well, you probably haven't, because this little bit that you see behind me is a drop in the ocean of my stash. Your favourite keeps changing. They do. They change all the time. Your favourite is sort of the one that's in your hand, isn't it? It's kind of like, wow. But those mandalas, I did get one that was kind of pastel orange and pink and yellow, and I can't remember what it's called. The name escapes me right this minute, but I absolutely loved that colour, and I've got to make something with that. I really need to, but hopefully I'll get some more mandalas in soon. And they do have other Lion brand yarn, but I don't know which ones, which of the lines that they do are the ones that you might want to definitely get in stock. They have landscapes. That looks very, very nice. Is landscapes soft? If any of you have had a squish of landscapes, does it have some wool in it? Is it nice and soft, or is it a tad scratchy? Because I mean, I used to like Scarfy, but it has a little bit more wool in it than I'd like, and it can be a bit scratchy. Yeah, definitely. But I don't like yarn that's too scratchy. But sometimes if you wash it, then it starts off as a bit scratchy, but then once you've washed it, it's lovely. I don't mind that so much. But it's nothing worse than making a scarf that's scratchy. It's like, you won't use it, will you, really? So I don't know. I think I've not quite the same size as that one yet. Oh, I love this yarn. This is my new favourite. I knew I'd love it as soon as I saw that one. As soon as I saw the picture, before I'd even got it in my hand, I thought, that's beautiful. It's just striking is the word. Very striking. Right, now I've reached the corner and flying along. And I'll show you it. Look at that. That's beautiful. Isn't it gorge? Really pretty. All those colours. Just lovely. I hope you didn't get a view of my bingo wing then. Nothing worse, is there? But I still love the blue. That is pretty. So yeah, I might make lots and lots of these squares. Some of them I might do different sizes. I did a blanket once for when Harley was born, and I made about 3 big squares that were puff stitches, and then I did lots of little ones and some more big ones around that, and then more little ones. Really lovely. Really did look nice. I didn't sort of think, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a pattern and I'm going to do a YouTube tutorial and that. I just made it and gave it. Good day from Canada, Minnie Mum. Hi. I like that, Minnie Mum. Hope it's better weather there than we are having. It was just torrential rain. Looks like the sun's back out again. We should have some rainbows going on out there, because it's ridiculously changeable today. I'm doing the no turning chain stack, if you wondered why I'm peering at what I'm doing. Since I've done that no turning chain, it's a game changer video, I haven't done one single solitary turning chain in any project, and I never will again, because it makes so much difference. Have you seen that? If you haven't, you need to check that out, because I've done 3 videos on it now. The first one, I got asked so many questions afterwards. How would you do that if you were putting it in a granny square, and can you do this in a granny? And I thought, well, okay, I'll make a granny square one to show how to do that. And then people kept asking me other questions about other stitches, so I thought, you know what, I'll do one that says no turning chain all the stitches. So I did in the end 3, and I upgraded my willow square. If you like the willow square, mine is completely different to everybody else's. It's far less holy, and so I feel sturdier. Hang on. Send some rain this way, please. I wish I could. It is absolutely annoying because where I live is an unmade road, you know, dirt road. And oh my goodness, it's just like puddles have been. We've had quite like gigantic puddles up the end of the road for so long, and it's getting more and more like this as time goes by, because it's a slight hill, so the water washes down, and as it goes down it takes some of the dirt with it, so then you end up with like this kind of, you know, vibe. And I have quite a low profile car, and it's been scraping the bottom of my car. So there is another way I could go, which is come out of my drive and turn left, and that leads you down another road that is an unmade road for a very, very, well, I'd say it's about 4 times as long as ours. But although it doesn't look bad, there are so many potholes that you're like this, and you're just constant, you know, and it's horrible. Some parts do rub the bottom of the car. So it's actually easier to go that way, get rubbed once, than go that way and be thrown around like you're in a tumble dryer, and still rub. So there was talk of them doing the road, which would be fantastic if, you know, just all clubbing together and getting it done. But the other day somebody went up there, don't know who, and smoothed it out a little bit. Oh, so over the moon. Whoever went down there and got rid of those big humps, I love you, because, you know, I can actually take my car out now. It's done, and the more rain we get, the more it's going to come back. And you know, we just want it to dry out. That end of the road doesn't see much sun because there are quite tall shrubs and trees. So consequently, it doesn't dry out the puddles that quickly. So really, we want a dry spell. We just don't seem to get it, because as soon as the sun comes out, about 4 or 5 hours later, you've got a monsoon going on out there. Hi, Sue-Ann. I don't know if I said hello to you before, because I can't see all the chat that well. Since I did a vertical one, it's my very first ever vertical one, I can't see it all. I don't always see the chat come in. It might just be that I'm not used to the format, but it just might be that I need it to be horizontal. I don't know. But I figured I would do a little livey today, because I haven't done one for a while. And I didn't know what else to do. Usually I've got lots of videos in the pipeline and things I'm making and tutorials to do and yarn to show you, but today there was nothing, you know. I had nothing, and I just kept thinking, I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. And sometimes a magazine, I didn't even do a book. So I thought, you know what, I'll go live instead and have a chin wag. So that's what I'm doing, bumping my guns, wagging my chin, and making swatches at the same time, because I was just sitting there making swatches anyway, so I figured I might as well do them. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But yeah, definitely have a look at that. And the latest one I did, I don't know if you was here earlier, I showed this clean colour change. So if you're working in the round, or you're going to do a basket, or you're doing amigurumi, you know, normally when you change colour you get this line. This way of doing it, you get a real clean line, and you can do it on a border, but you will get this on the other side. You'll get like a little line. Can you see it there? A little line of the colour in between. Let me see if I can show you by turning this inside out a little bit more. So yeah, that's how it will look. You'll get it like that, like this little line. See it better there. But that's the reverse side. Now, when you make anything, the reverse side of your crochet you don't like anyway, mostly, unless it is something that is fully reversible. So yeah, it's always the best on the front, isn't it? So that's the traditional way, and that is the new way. So I've made that video as well, right-handed and left-handed, so that if you want to learn that, that's another one to check out. I've made quite a lot of tutorials recently. The other, oh, I don't think I brought it in, unless I did. Let's have a look. Yep, I made this. No, I didn't. That's one I'm going to do. This is the one I've done. And you know, you get mosaic granny squares. Well, this isn't a traditional mosaic granny square, because the traditional one is just by making a granny square and doing a spike. This is the modern granny square turned into a mosaic, and it's completely different because you don't get the granny stitching, you just get like a little hint of colour. So I'm doing a blanket with this. I did do a black one, which I don't know if I can get my hands on it. Yeah, I can. That's what it looks like in the black. I like that as well. So I'm going to do something with these. I've got quite a lot of these ones, but I will do it in this colour as well. And I do have this yarn in my shop as a yarn bundle. It is Poundland yarn. For those of you in the UK, you can buy it. If you're not, then this is it. It's kind of beaut. I need to get some more. Either that or nick my own yarn bundle. That's basically what I need to do. But I have got quite a bit. I've got enough to make that project, so I won't be stealing it just yet. Anyway, so that was a tutorial, but the actual blanket that started it off was this one. I was, if I can find it, I was making this. So what I'm doing is a light one followed by a dark one, a light one followed by a dark one, and that will be the width. And then I'm just doing, so under there I might do for instance dark yellows, light yellow, dark. So underneath the lights will be a dark, underneath the darks will be a light. And I've done blue, I've done teal and yellow and green and blue. So once I've got them all sewn together, I'm going to do I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to do a tutorial for it, but I might do it into a cowl. I did ask that on my chat this morning, if I should make it into a cowl or just make the blanket. I haven't read any of the comments yet, if anybody's picked up on it, but I might do it as a cowl, and then you know, give people time to make squares. Of course, you don't have to do that colour change the same as mine. But it's the modern granny square, but made slightly different. I always have to change stuff. Made different. See, I did, excuse me, hiccup. I did do a modern granny rectangle blanket, which I made for my partner and did a tutorial for that. I did a modern granny hexagon, a modern granny square ages ago. But these ones are different. They're not the same. I like to change it up a bit. And it was better because if you're making it mosaic, it has to change. You can't do a mosaic the other way. Afraid you have to go. Okay. Thank you very much for coming in. Peruse my channel after. Thank you very much. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Well, there's no kind of interesting way of saying that, is there? But yeah, I was kind of used to do a lot of evening live streams when I first started, but mostly now if I do them, I tend to do them during the day. And I think it's because life changed for me. Like, my lifestyle changed quite drastically. I met Gary, my partner now, and moved in with Gary. And then once at the time I was kind of, you know, doing all these live streams, he used to work in the evening. And this is a really, well, dark and desolate place. So of an evening, if you're on your own, it can make you feel a tad uneasy. It used to when I was a child, because my parents moved here when I was 11. and they used to run pubs. And I used to feel very kind of isolated and vulnerable. And we ended up with a German Shepherd dog that used to growl, and he would go to the window. The curtains were drawn, and he would go to the window, and he would be going, "Ugh," and he would growl, teeth bared at the window. And I knew there was somebody out there. You know, he wouldn't be doing that if there wasn't somebody out there looking in. And I used to be terrified. No one ever came in. I think he would have eaten them. But I was terrified when he would do that. He would just suddenly start getting very angry, you know, and daring them to come through the door. And I used to like count down the minutes until my parents got home. I used to kind of look through the little chink in the curtains at the lights coming down the road, and I could see if they turned into our turn-in, and they never did. They always went by, and I used to be terrified. So yeah, that's kind of didn't give me a good a good sort of memory for being alone in this place in the dark. Obviously I'm older and, you know, wiser, and Gary's mother used to live here and didn't even lock the door, you know. So all those years, so, you know, I know deep down inside I was fine, but just being alone, it was horrible. So I used to do live streams so that I would talk to people, and I used to say, look, if anyone comes in and kills me, I need you to call what. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Mini Mum. Thank you very much. So yeah, I never used to be very you know, appreciative of being stuck here on my own at night. Now I can just have the curtains open and the television and the lights on, and I don't care because I feel so safe here now. But I didn't back then. I was kind of new to it here, and yeah, so I used to do a lot of live streaming of an evening. Gary doesn't work evenings anymore. He works totally the opposite. He works ridiculously early in the morning and finishes at 4. So, and he doesn't do every day, as he works on a rota. So yeah, don't get the evenings. Although I think now, because we've changed rooms around, and I always used to feel like I would keep him awake doing a live in the evening, but now he sleeps quite away from here, so I wouldn't wake him up, and so I could do some evening live streams if I could actually fit one in. But I do get more tired in the evenings now than I used to. I think it's dietary. I don't think it's my age. So yeah, I just think it's because I usually I eat carbs, and I don't like they wear me out. So pretty soon I'll be back to being energetic on my low carb. So you never know, I might do some evening lives, although I do like to sit in front of the telly these days doing some crochet. But you never know, I might do some evening ones if I can fit myself in with the busy YouTube streets that they're around now. So I'm going to get off, and thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed making my swatches. I love this one. Look at that again. It's beautiful. I love this yarn. This yarn is stunning. You can't see any, it doesn't have a lot of this violet part, but what it has is beautiful. Look at that. There are a few others that have got that more lilac-y vibe going on. Where is it? There is one in particular, like this one's got quite a bit. And they are beautiful, aren't they? They're just so stunning. And this one, I love this one as well. So I'm going to be swatching up some more. I will do a video on them once I've got a few done, and I will do something with them once I've done it as well, because they are lovely, so I won't want to waste it. But thanks for coming in, thanks for joining me, and thank you for subscribing, Mini Mum. I do appreciate it. So I've don't forget, I will maybe do a little giveaway on my next live stream. I might get something prepared and do that. I haven't done that for a long time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And if you are at a loose end, don't forget to check out my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.